skews as equally important to me as Archie losing his first tooth this week, which is about to happen, and I just hope we're back home in time for it.
What I love about the show is that you bring in your family, you bring in your friends.
I know what you're thinking. The circus came to town. But we're not going to talk about Meghan Markle's fashion choice in this video. I have another video coming up, guys, and it's just going to be too funny. But, you know, it is unbelievable, the body language, how the witnesses, how uncomfortable, how Harry doesn't even pretend anymore to like Meghan Markle. You can see her frantically trying to reach for his hand, and he's just like gently patting her on the shoulders, like, okay, okay, okay. Because this woman is frantic. This woman is absolutely insane. And most importantly, I don't understand why people are saying that Harry does whatever Meghan wants. Because the only reason why Meghan was there was because there was a condition attached to her appearance at time 100. Because they didn't want her. But you can see Harry's fed up. You can see Harry doesn't care anymore. You can see in his face the disgust and the contempt. And the witnesses that saw them fighting are speaking out because they were not made to sign NDAs. So let's get into this video, beautiful people. My name is Paula M. If you're new to the channel, thank you for coming here, guys. And those who are returning, always, 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 thank you for your support. This is unbelievable. But you know, does Harry know that he married Catherine Stalker? Because this woman is the D-list version of Catherine, the ultra D-list version of Catherine, copying her hairstyle. It is actually pretty appalling if you look at it right now, because I don't even know. And Meghan Markle even once was asked, what was the secret when she was working in Suits? What was the secret to a woman looking beautiful? And tailoring. Tailoring is the secret. And when I do the video about her fashion in New York, you're gonna say, Paula, how can this woman say these things? I mean, I'm not even getting into the things that she said or she lied about. But there was just this horrible friction between her and Harry. Harry clearly did not want to be there. And Harry had just allegedly arrived from the UK with the kids. And you can see in this blind item here that they even said that Meghan Markle spent the weekend with the alleged photographer without the children because Harry has the children. At least that's what it's rumored to be said. So they met up in New York and they talk about this 4-car motorcade. There's one thing that you have to see, and it starts from the way Harry gets out of the car. And you see Meghan, he's going to meet the woman in black and say hi to the woman who was waiting for them to get out of the car. And Meghan just jumps out of the car like, you know, a bat out of hell. You know, she has to get in there first, you know, like you can see her is like, open the door, I'm coming out, I'm coming out. Yeah, it's absolutely embarrassing. And Harry has to stop and just put his hands behind, trying to, you know, I don't know, cover up for the fact that Meghan basically blocked him once again, which Meghan has a tendency to do. We all know that. So it is just embarrassing. And Harry's just like, just get the shit over with. You know, I'm just done. But apparently the fight escalated even worse because Meghan Markle was angry that he did not hold her hand. That he refused to hold her hand, you know, or look love-stricken like he did before. But Harry, you see, Harry has realized that he's a prince of the United Kingdom and that she's a D-list actress. And he's just trying to find his way out of this hellhole he dug himself in. He doesn't want to pretend anymore. So you can see Meghan frantically trying to hold his hand, trying to look loved up. Oh, and when she said on stage, I am the happiest I've ever been.
But I think confession for you today that I could very comfortably say is I'm the happiest that I've ever been. And that part, to have a partner and a husband who is just so supportive.
We know what that means. We know when you're happy, you don't need to profess it so much. You don't need to say those things, do you? Because it is not true. And the witnesses said that they never stopped screaming backstage. That Meghan was just angry, kept yelling at him for not being lovey-dovey, for not looking at her lovingly, and I mean, he just didn't answer. He just didn't care. He just ignored her and he walked away, which made it even worse because apparently she chased him down like, talk to me, talk to me. She doesn't care, does she? Where she makes a spectacle scandal. She didn't care that Ryan Reynolds and all the other actors and all the other staff were not there. I think that she thrives in it. I think that she thrives trying to humiliate him. But the matter of the fact is that Harry wasn't even humiliated. He was just fed up. And he just walked out. This is, it's incredible. The levels. How this marriage, how did this end here? And then Meghan Markle, she kind of comes down because she has to go on stage and look lovingly. And she knows she's losing her grip on Harry. She knows that if not lost. Because Harry, people were saying that he was heartbroken of seeing Meghan so cozy-wozy with Jake Rosenberg. Harry doesn't care. Harry wished that she would actually, meet somebody. Because he's not in love with her. I don't know why people keep saying that he's in love with her. Does he look like a man in love to you? He did at the beginning. He doesn't anymore. He looks like a man who's fed up with this woman. And then the fighting resumed once again. And this time she was angrier because of what the CEO of the Time 100, she wasn't supposed to say this and she said it.
And the series has already been renewed.
Yes.
I hear your congratulations.
Thank you.
I don't know if it's been renewed and filmed, but
it has.
That's okay.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Season 2 is coming.
So the reason why she said it is because she really hasn't watched the series. This is what she says. So what? You filmed it already, or what? You're having a second season, or you filmed it, and you can see Meghan Markle's jaw just clenching. Yes, it's been filmed. Yes, because we all know it's not a second season. We all know that they filmed the 16 episodes. We all know that's not that. But that just exacerbated things. And then she goes back. She was already angry because the optics coming in were not that great. Harry was not loving. She gets off the stage and starts screaming at people. How could they not have taken, if they could take that out, if they could take that little bit out, but they're not going to take it out. Because she looks angry. She is angry that this woman doesn't know very much about her. And it's, it just makes it worse. So she starts yelling at the staff. She starts screaming at people because, they're not efficient. They're not this, they're not that. And then it's time for them to leave. They're asked to leave. They're asked to leave because the fighting is so bad. It's making other people uncomfortable. They were not invited to the lunch because there was a lunch. And they were not invited to the lunch, not because of Harry, but because of Meghan. Nobody can stand this woman. And she just, she just stopped the fight. So Harry, on his way out, he's walking and she grabs his hand. So this is why when they're walking out, it looks like he's holding her hand because she's grabbing onto his hand. She has to hold his hand. He tries to let go when they're out, but she's making sure that she holds the hand. And he's, he just doesn't want this scandal. Because Harry, believe it or not, is not used to those things in public. I'm sure that he's an asshole and an idiot outside, but not in public. Not like that. What a nightmare. And apparently after that, and on top of that, he was embarrassed to be seen with her dress sense. What a nightmare of a woman. What a nightmare of a woman. And tomorrow, guys, I am going to do a video to talk about what happened with that interview, how that interview came about, because it is a bomb thing. And she was really angry about those 10 seconds, because even though the interview was, oh, Meghan, how do you do this? How you're wonderful. It was a lesson of a woman who has failed at everything on stage. Because she has not succeeded at anything. She did not succeed on Netflix. She did not succeed on the shows. And we know that she tried to plagiarize Pearl. So tomorrow's video is going to be very, very funny, guys. Because, and the fashion. And to think that this woman thinks of herself as an influencer and an icon. Would you wear this? Or at least iron the bloody thing. I really can't wait for your comments, beautiful people.